Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And I do want to welcome you to the channel wherever you are tuning in from around the world today. Thanks for watching. The title of today's show is Warning Signal Danger. The signs were there yesterday. What am I talking about? What's going to happen next in the market? What do I see in the charts? What do we need to be prepared for? What you must know coming into today and to this week. We're going to cover that and a whole bunch more. Before we do that, smash the like button. This does help get this channel out to a whole bunch more people, as well as help support the channel, as does your wonderful comments that you take the time to write. I take the time to read them and respond. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button. All right, so the signal that was sent out yesterday, and the warning signal was, of course, the bearish divergence on the daily time frame that I noticed yesterday and alerted the Tribal Trades Discord and the Stocks with Josh Discord at around 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to look at the charts. We're going to look at how we know if that has played out. And there is another warning signal as well that I do want to make you aware of. But first of all, let's have a look. The warning signal that went out yesterday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The daily momentum indicators are starting to bottom out and starting to look to quarter the upside. However, warning, there is bearish divergence on daily time frame for Bitcoin. Of course, it can be invalidated. It wasn't. And bearish divergences can be invalidated. Also, price could go up first, much higher. It did before playing out to downside. And that's exactly what happened. And there we go at around 3 o'clock. Well, that bearish divergence sure did start playing out very quickly. However, let's just have a quick look at that. So I'm going to go to the hourly time frame so you can see that where I put the warning out right here, and we actually got the sell signal here on the charts to sell the position, and you can see there the momentum indicators also indicated oversold, get out. But we did see some downside first before it actually went higher, and that's what I actually said could happen, and quite often happens with bearish divergences, is quite often they'll go up a little bit first before then capitulating to the downside. And if you actually look at some of our favorite altcoins here, we also got the sell signal right at 1 o'clock. Look at that on the button when I alerted the discords there that this was going on. You can see here that was capitulation to the downside. Now, if you've gotten out there, you would have gotten out at $3.97. Currently, price is $3.66. And if you look at Tau, the same thing there on the hourly, that would have gotten you right out at about $440, and currently price is about $390. So that was the warning that I sent out. Not only was it a warning, a great warning for those of you who got out and managed to sell your positions before the dump, also, as you can see, got this great post here, Tribal Trader, I love you, bro. Your one suggestion, I'm up. Thank you. And of course, he was able to short Solana as I sent out the warning, opened up a short. And as of the time that he sent me that, he was up $2,500 on that, $2,500. However, the price of Solana had only dropped to $169. It went all the way down to $158. So maybe this subscriber to the Discord is up a whole bunch more. Maybe that position is still open there for that with the Discord. So that was the bearish divergence, and I want to show you on the daily time frame where and how that played out. So you can see here what we have is, and I'll just open up here, and this can be a good teaching moment that you can hopefully see this next time. But you can see that there is a high on the RSI and a lower high on the RSI here. But if you go over to the price, you see a high and a higher high. So there is a divergence between price setting a higher high and what you see here with a lower high. That's called bearish divergence. Essentially, it's insiders, whales, smart money selling secretly into strength while retail FOMOs in so they can get out of their positions, and then the price will dump down. And that's where I gave the heads up in the Discord, the Tribal Trades Discord, there at 1 p.m. And I even shared the chart of that in the chart section here. As you can see, we have a chart section where you can see that bearish divergence. There it is, the higher price, but lower RSIs there, both on the stochastic and the daily RSI there, okay? So the chart was also provided to help give a visual for people who may be new to trading and want to learn. Okay, so let's look at what possibly I'm looking for. So for me to signal that this bearish divergence has fully finished and played out, I would want to see some reversal on those momentum indicators. So on the MACD, I would like to see this curl back to the upside. You can see with the drop down and the bearish divergence being confirmed, we saw the blue line drop below the red line there on the MACD. We also saw it on the stochastic RSI on the daily. Although there was a little bit of a fake out there, you can see it popped above and faked out with the bearish divergence. Now, for me, the bearish divergence reigns all as the stronger signal that was given. So that was always that unless it got invalidated, which of course it could have. Now, how would bearish divergence be invalidated? Very simply, if price was to continue to go up and then the RSI was to get above this level here, which was about 76%, but it only got to about 70%. So that's how bearish divergences get invalidated. The RSI has to pump up and make a higher high and match what is happening with the price. That didn't happen, okay? I have seen them invalidated before, but it's very rare. I know with bull flags, for example, and we do see Bitcoin still in a bull flag, by the way. So with bull flags, for example, they do have about a 2/3 chance of breaking to the upside. There was a fake out here where it came up and then came straight back down there. Right now, we do have a bearish engulfing candle. That's not good, by the way. Now, that's not closed yet. This is a candle. This could end up being up here by the end of today. That's not closed. So if we wake up tomorrow and there's a bearish engulfing candle, I'll be updating my TA based off that. But I would, from experience, my experience has been quite rare that a bearish divergence or bullish divergence do not play out on like the daily or the weekly time frame. More likely to be invalidated on the smaller time frames, of course. So what would I be looking for? I would be looking for this blue line here below to curl back above this red line, and that would signify to me that the bearish divergence has finished playing out. So just keep an eye on the stochastic RSI indicator, the MACD indicator there as well. And obviously we'd want to see this start to curl back to the upside and make a higher high there as well. So where could it play out to? Well, obviously the obvious place is 100K, because we have the 20 EMA on the daily there. It's also the low from last week. That's the weekly low from last week as well. And I did say there was a chance we'd come back and retest this. Now, if we were to lose this level here, obviously the next level down is going to be around that 95K area, just somewhere around this area, probably where the 50 EMA is on the daily. I'm going to put it right there, and you can see all of this here. So let's just add that little line there, trend line. Let's pop that in. Right there is going to be probably the next area that I would think we could come down to there, which is about 95. And really the line in the sand for me is going to be the 200-day moving average, 50-day moving average around that. If we were to lose, let's just say 90,000. If we were to lose 90,000, then it's quite possible that on the weekly time frame, we may have turned over and the bull run could quite possibly be over, or we're in for a deeper correction for the summer. We need to keep an eye on these indicators here that they do not turn over there on the weekly time frame, or we are definitely in for some more downside. So there's the bearish case. We've got the bearish divergence on the daily. That's playing out. And of course, what I'd like to see is on the momentum indicator. This doesn't need to bottom. Look, it didn't bottom here. It came down and then curled up, and you saw what happened. That's what I'm looking for to say that this bearish divergence has finished playing out here, okay? So we'll wait and see what happens. This was starting to curl up, and then all of a sudden that was just a fake out. Man, never trust those Sunday pumps, right? Never trust those Sunday pumps. And that's why it's good to be patient, to wait until there is confirmation. And there was no confirmation that it was time to buy or time to get in. No one should have been buying this pump here because we just didn't see, because of the bearish divergence there, it was dangerous to buy. But we do have the golden cross coming up. And the last time the golden cross happened, we did see a pump of almost 100%, and we are very close to it now. The 200-day moving average at 92, and the 50-day is at 91,900, and this one is at 92,700. So we are very close. This should happen this could possibly happen this week. So that's what we're looking for here, as long as price stays up above both. Obviously, if price was to massively capitulate down below it, we're not going to see it. It's going to pull both of them down, and this is going to be one of the biggest fake outs. So just keep an eye on that, but we should see that. And also, of course, on the MACD, that did do a bullish cross on the weekly as well. And when that has happened, we generally have seen, there it is there on the MACD. When that has happened, we've generally seen, well, last time we saw a big move up of around 100%. Now, the other warning that I wanted to show here is on the hash ribbons indicator. We did get that buy signal. However, unfortunately, we do have a capitulation signal. I do want to let people know it has failed before. And in fact, in some occasions, Bitcoin has gone up. The last time that it flashed here, Bitcoin went up from about 62 up to about 71 before actually coming down here to 55. So it was kind of, you would have missed out on some gains if you'd panic sold there, and that eventually did go to the downside. Here, I believe there's a little bit of a false signal here. It went down a little bit, not much there. And then there was one that I was looking at where it just completely went up and went the opposite direction. There it is there. You got the sell signal here, the capitulation signal, and it just went actually up there to the upside. And again, we saw it here. There was some downside, a little bit of downside, and then sideways. So take that with a grain of salt. It's not betting the farm on that, like the buy indicator, which I feel is far more accurate and has been a very accurate indicator. I do like the tribal trades buy signals there. You saw that would have gotten you in pretty nicely there at around 84 and taken you up to the top. And then, of course, on the daily, we saw the sell signal that was there, and that would have gotten you out pretty nicely there as well. Mostly for altcoins, because we do see Bitcoin dominance has been absolutely pumping again. And so is the altcoin season over? We might talk about that tomorrow and see what the market looks like. But we do see that, obviously, that has absolutely rocketed up. You can see from down here, it's rocketed up, and it's creating a bull flag. So that's not a good sign there. And you can see it is still, technically, we might create a lower high, and then maybe we'll come down lower low. But we'll talk about that a little bit more on tomorrow's show there, and talk about whether altcoin season might be over there. If you are looking at possibly joining the Tribal Trades Discord, one Discord to rule them all there, and we have the new trading signals channel where I give buy and sell signals. So if you just want to copy trade me and just want to buy when the buy signal goes and sell when the sell signal goes, as easy as 1, 2, 3 ABC, you can sign up. There is a link below in the description of this video. You might need to click the more button below, and that will pop out for the description, and the Tribal Trades Discord link is there. You can get signed up there. We have live training sessions with me Tuesdays and Thursdays, and of course we have on the weekend, we just had one on Saturday, had a live session as well. Of course, we're also rolling out the Tribal Trades Academy, life-changing gains. There will be a new academy lesson every week. There'll be at least a new educational episode coming out weekly. At least some weeks we might do a double or a triple episode there. So get out your popcorn and you can come and learn with me in the Tribal Trades Academy, life-changing gains. And of course, we do have a ton of educational content already that you can work your way through here. These are all of our live training sessions that we have had, and all of our archived live trading sessions as well. You get access to all of that, as well as a trading journal, crypto trade, stock trade, educational, and of course, all of the amazing content that is in the Discord there. You can see all the incredible channels that we have there. And my favorite channel is the wins, because I love to see people winning. That's what it's all about. That's why I do what I do, to help people win and have wealth transformational growth. That's all I have time for today. Until the next episode, or until I see you on the Discord, happy trading.